that time is fast and life is short. Time is just ticking away before our eyes. Brothers came here on Friday, some on Saturday, and look, it's almost time to go. Where the time went? Where's the blessings in that time? So every moment, we must make the most of it. They say the past is gone, we can't change anything. The future is uncertain. What is important is the now, is the present. What am I doing currently in my life? So let's listen to these advices by Amira al-Sunnah Damat Barakatul Aliyah and think about it. Not just for the students, but for each and every one of us, inshallah. Our respected Shaykh al-Tariqat Amir al-Sunnah, Hazrat Allama Moulana Abu Bilal Muhammad Ilyas al-Tar Qadri Razavi Ziyai Damat Barakatul Aliyah, he advises us and he says, recall the time when we joined the Madani environment of Dawat-e-Islami with an aim. Ponder whether we are forgetting to pursue our aim even without realizing it. Do we need to be associated with the Madani environment of Dawat-e-Islami once again? Keep it in mind that there is a difference between called associated with the Madani environment of Dawat-e-Islami and being really associated with it. Now, I had the great opportunity of being there at our global Madani Markaz in Karachi, Babul Medina, in Faizan Medina. There was a big Zimadar of Dawat-e-Islami sitting in the second area. So I went and sat next to him and asked for his advice. And so this Zimadar was in Dawat-e-Islami for about 25 years, over 25 years, one of the senior people. And so he asked me a question. He asked me, how long you are in Dawat-e-Islami? I'm calculating 2000. He said, so many years. So he told me, I entered Dawat-e-Islami over 25 years ago, but I'm still waiting for Dawat-e-Islami to enter into me. And that it knocked me over. I'm busy calculating how many years I'm in Dawat-e-Islami. I never thought like this. Has Dawat-e-Islami really entered into my life? Or I just make the aim. I just say the aim. This is a Madani Maqsad. But has it really penetrated into my mind, into my heart, my actions? Something to ask ourselves. Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatul Aliyah says, dear Islamic brothers, if anyone does not enjoy performing good deeds, such as offering salah, reciting the Quran, attending Madrasatul Madina, acting upon the Sunnah, attending the Ijtima, then he should ponder whether he is really pursuing his Madani aim or not. Similarly, if a person does not travel with the qafilas, if a person finds it difficult to do good deeds, then he must ask himself, he should ponder whether he has deviated from the path of achieving the Madani aim. Likewise, he says, if anyone feels sad when Madrasatul Madina is not held in the masjid, or when the number of the attendees decreases, but he does not feel sad when he does not gain pleasure from salah, or when his reward is decreased because of missing the salah with the jama'ah, he should also think seriously about this. If there is some issue in the halqa, he gets concerned, but he does not get concerned at all when he talks uselessly or indulges in unlawful gazes. If Madani activities have slowed down in the area, he feels sad, but does not pay any attention to the fact that he has been lazy about his own deeds, getting closer to destruction as a result. Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatul Aliyah also advises us that are we so busy in trying to rectify and reform everybody else, but we neglect to reform ourselves. We forget to reform ourselves. We want to make everybody else pious. What about our own piety? Are we concentrating on that? Or do we extend the call towards goodness, but we ourselves don't practice what we preach? Something for us to think about. Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuhul Aliyah says, dear Islamic brothers, even Madani activities have slowed down in our locality and we feel concerned about it. So it is indeed something very good that we are concerned about it, but we must also pay attention to our individual Madani aim, which is, I must strive to reform myself and the people of the entire world, inshallah Azza wa Jal. We try to maintain our enthusiasm for making others pious, but we should not lack our enthusiasm for becoming pious ourselves. We also need to attain piety. It starts with us individually. Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuhul Aliyah also guides us that we should be punctual with the filling and acting upon Nek A'mal, and makes a dua. What a beautiful dua for all those who fill and practice upon the pious deeds, Nek A'mal. Listen to this dua of Attar. He says that may Allah Azza wa Jal keep you smiling like the spring flowers of Medina. May you always remain happy. May you be blessed with happiness during your life, your death, during Sakharatul Maut, in Barzakh, and on the Day of Judgment. May Allah Azza wa Jal forgive you as well as the entire fold. May you be blessed with becoming a neighbor of the beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in Jannatul Firdaus. This is the dua he makes. A Kamil Wali of Allah Azza wa Jal is making this dua for those who are punctual with their Nek A'mal. He further says, when they come to know about that so and so Islamic brother or sister is acting upon the Nek A'mal, pious deeds, I feel great happiness in my heart. Similarly, when I hear that so and so has been observing Ufle Medina of the tongue or the eyes or any of them, I get deeply pleased with them. The prayer made by Amir al-Sunnah and the motivation provided by him inspires every such Muslim who wishes for the betterment of his worldly life as well as for the afterlife. We are to act upon the Nek A'mal. This is a tool for us, a tool to help us, and for each and every one of us. We should always focus on what my intention is, what my motivation is, what my motive is when I'm doing good deeds. Get into the habit of, before doing anything good, to make good intentions. You know, I won't forget that once, this was in the early, maybe a couple of years back, 9-10 years ago. Nigrani Shura, he was down. And subhanAllah, Allah blessed me with a baby girl. So I took a kajur and I gave it to him. Please, Huzur, if you can do tahniq. Tahniq, we all know, the little baby, you put the sweet thing, right? So he took the kajur, and before he put it in his mouth, he was holding it, and believe me, he stood there for 2 minutes, quietly, didn't say nothing. At that time I'm thinking, maybe I did something wrong. What's happening? Why when he's holding the kajur? I look at him like, he hasn't anything wrong. He smiles at me, not saying nothing. Then afterwards I came to find out he was making good intentions. He was making good intentions for like 2 minutes, and then he put it in his mouth, and then he was done. And then it got me to think like, subhanAllah, look at this. Look at the training that he received from Amir al-Sunnah Damat Barakatuh. That's where the training came from. And you and I, we should also, every good thing before we do it, make sure we make some good intentions and we recite Bismillah before. It's a great habit that we do. Inshallah, there'll be blessings in whatever we do. Simple things, even before you put your shoes on. Say Bismillah and put your shoes on. Before you change your clothes, before you take it off, Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. Get into the habit of reciting Bismillah and starting anything good, anything permissible. Then that thing will be completed and there will be blessings in that. And one more thing, just before we close. Our respected teacher, Mufti Abdul Nabi Habidi Sahab Damat Barakatuhul Aliyah, Allah grant him speedy and complete recovery, remove whatever pains and complications he has.
Inshallah, Ameen.
He mentioned something back in the days when we were studying in Jamia, and things like this, they stick in your mind. He said, It's two people you get. One person, they are doing their best to practice sunnah. They got a beard, Mama Sharif, Maswak, all of these things, they're doing their best. But they must never ever think that they are better than the next Muslim, the Muslim that is not practicing sunnah. Never. Be careful of this. Because silently it can enter in the heart. At least I'm a little bit better than him. I've got a beard, he doesn't have a beard. I'm wearing Imam Sharif, he doesn't wear a hat also. I'm reading my 5 times salah. Be careful of this. This trick of shaitan. That I am better. Ana khayrun min. I am better than the next Muslim. The awliya Allah used to always consider themselves worse than the others. And they were the elite servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They would consider other Muslims better than themselves. We are very far from the awliya Allah. How should we think that? And he says on the other side, you get a Muslim, maybe he's not practical, right? But must never ever think that when they look at somebody who's practicing, no, he's doing it to show off only. He's doing it to be a Moulana. So both sides, both have to be very careful. The one who's not practicing, don't look at the person. One of the pious people, one of the Buzurgan ad-Din, he said, I was sitting in the masjid, I don't recall the name, but I was sitting in the masjid and I saw one man, and he was a great scholar. So he saw a person in the corner, somebody from the public. He was crying and making dua, absorbed in his dua and crying. And this Buzurg said, when I saw him, one thought entered my mind. He's doing it to show off. He said, it just entered my mind. And the Buzurg said, because of that thought, I lost my tahajjud salah for 1 year. I lost the tahajjud salah. So the inside, so just the outside. You must dress according to sunnah, look according to sunnah. What about the inside? What about the heart? What about the mind? What about the thoughts? That people, we can't see each other's thoughts, intentions, but we know what our intention is. Allah knows what our intention is. So always monitor what my intention is. Always monitor that my intention must only be to please my Allah Azza wa Jal, to please my Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And before beginning anything, before doing anything permissible, always get into the habit and remind each other. Doesn't matter if person is in the biggest daraja, we need reminders, because reminders are beneficial for the believers. Remind each other towards goodness, encourage each other towards goodness. Always give respect. Give respect, then person will receive respect. And again, monitor what the intentions are. Make the most of the time that you have. You know, even if there's challenges and difficulties, for example in Jamia, but I'm telling you, you ask any graduate of Jamia, they think fondly of their Jamia back in the days. They have good memories. Hey, my Jamia, my Islamic brothers who were there, my colleagues who were there, they have fond memories, despite whatever difficulties and challenges that were there at the time. But afterwards, when they graduate, they say, hey, that's my Jamia. They have good memories of that. So these days are passing very quickly. Make the most of it. You know, don't waste time. There's time for playing, but try to make the books as your friends. Your best friends must become your books. And reading is a great secret to success, which Amir al-Sunnah also encourages us to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us of our minor and major sins, protect us and our families and the Muslims, and make us sincere, practicing, pious Muslims.
Insha'Allah.
Sallu ala al-Habib.